You've seen Infinity War. You remember the snap. But what if I told you some of its most powerful moments weren't even in the script? A line that broke hearts, made up on the spot. A hero who was supposed to replace Hulk, cut from the film. And the villain? For millions, he became the hero. These aren't fan theories, these are facts. 12 of them. And I guarantee at least one will change how you see the film. Let's begin. One star starting Infinity War wasn't a random creative choice. It was a calculated strike. The Russo brothers had two options. Show us a flashback of young Gamora meeting Thanos, or throw us straight into devastation. They chose devastation because they understood something critical. This wasn't just another Marvel movie. This was the moment the universe would break. Just death, chaos, and helplessness. Right from the first scene. They didn't want you to sit back and feel entertained. They wanted you to feel powerless. The good guys weren't guaranteed a win. Welcome to Infinity War, where hope dies before the opening credits even finish. Everyone knows the Hulk is a force of pure rage. Unstoppable, unmatched. But when he met Thanos, it wasn't even a fair fight. No Power Stone, no tricks, just fists. And Thanos dismantled the Hulk with brutal efficiency, as if he were brushing off a minor annoyance. It wasn't luck, it wasn't strength alone, it was control. In those opening moments of Infinity War, one thing became crystal clear.
Let him have his fun.
The universe had no idea what was coming, and the strongest Avenger wasn't strong enough. Loki couldn't help himself. Even in his final moments, he had to pull one last trick. The knife was in his hand from the start, hidden and ready. He wasn't kneeling. He was waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But Thanos wasn't about to die from a cheap trick. He wasn't built for games like this. One swift move, one brutal response, and the god of mischief was gone. Some enemies you don't outsmart, you don't outplay, you just don't beat. Ever wonder why we never saw Thanos take the Power Stone? It's because Marvel cut an entire battle, the destruction of Xandar, from Infinity War. And the hero meant to warn Earth? Nova.
And as always, in the end, it's me who takes all the responsibility.
But like Silver Surfer, he was locked behind legal red tape. Too powerful for the screen, too expensive for the script.
No to a tuna melt.
So, Hulk took his place, and the galaxy's warning came with a crash, not a comet.
Who?
Ever wonder why Infinity War feels so heavy? Because Marvel did something bold first. They tore the Avengers apart, only to force them back together. But this wasn't unity by choice.
It's not that easy.
No.
The Avengers broke up. We're toast.
It was survival. And when heroes are already broken, how do they face the greatest threat the universe has ever seen?
Wipers! Get it off!
Think Thor crashing into a spaceship is new?
Oh my God.
Not even close. Back in Thor 2011, Jane Foster hit him with her van the second he landed on Earth. And just when he escaped the hospital, boom, they hit him again. And now in Infinity War, different galaxy, same outcome. At this point, it's not even surprising.
Who the hell are you guys?
I'm gonna ask you this one time. Where is Gamora?
Yeah, I'll do you one better. Who's Gamora?
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Yep, that line you just heard,
Why is Gamora?
totally improvised. Dave Bautista, aka Drax, just made it up right there on set.
Chris Pratt, he said, you should have a line there, and I don't know what it is. And so I just started shouting out stuff. And that was the why is Gamora?
No one saw it coming, not even the writers. But the directors, they loved it so much they kept it in the final cut. Lesson? Never underestimate a wrestler with killer timing. Infinity War? Borrowing from Indiana Jones? Yep. Ebony Maw gave us not one, but two callbacks to Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Your powers are
First,
incredible.
that
You must
moment
be-
when he grabs the Eye of Agamotto and burns his hand, straight out of the scene where the villain does the exact same thing in Raiders. And second, remember when Indy pulls a gun on the guy with the sword, ending the fight before it even starts?
Your
Yeah,
powers are inconsequential compared to mine.
Iron Man took notes.
Yeah, but the kid's seen more movies.
No 5-minute action sequence. Just one blast. Classic Stark. Classic cinema homage. Sometimes even superheroes need a little Spielberg inspiration. Doctor Strange threw everything he had at Thanos. Illusions, strategy, and a dozen magical clones. But Thanos didn't panic. With the Power Stone, he shattered the fakes in a single blow. With the Soul Stone, he ripped Strange's spirit from his body like it was nothing. That's what made Thanos terrifying. Not just the strength, not just the stones, but the calm, calculating way he used them. Making Infinity War was like planning a top-secret mission. No leaks, no spoilers, no risks. So Marvel did the logical thing. They handed out a bunch of fake scripts. But there was one man who knew everything.
You know the whole script, right?
Yeah.
You do.
Oh,
Do
you
all
know
of
the whole script? Oh, I'm sorry.
Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man himself. And then there was Tom Holland, the human spoiler machine. He'd leaked the ending just by breathing. Marvel played it safe. They gave him only his lines and said, "Stick to the script, kid. Oh, come on! And don't ask too many questions." He probably thought the Snap was just a new app.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go, sir. Please. Please, I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
There was no scripted line, just a direction. Act scared. So Tom Holland tried something simple.
I don't feel so
He
good.
whispered one sentence to himself
I don't know what's
over and
happening.
over. I don't want to go. And that one line spoken quietly from a place of real fear, it became one of the sad moments that no one could forget. The last and most important fact, Infinity War may have had dozens of heroes on screen, but the story, from the very first frame to the last, belonged to Thanos. He wasn't just the villain, he was the one with a purpose, a vision, and a journey. He faced obstacles, made impossible choices, and ultimately succeeded where no other character did.
This universe is finite, its resources finite. If life is left unchecked, life will cease to exist.
The Russo brothers called it his movie, and for good reason. Thanos is the one driving the plot, the one whose actions shape every turn in the story. With nearly 29 minutes of screen time, he appears more than any other character, pulling the entire film around his mission, balance through sacrifice.
Because you murdered half the planet.
A small price to pay for salvation.
But what made this more than just a supervillain arc was the audience reaction. Instead of outrage, many viewers showed sympathy. Some even agreed with his logic, harsh but consistent. Online, a wave of support turned into something bigger. A subreddit called Thanos Did Nothing Wrong gained over 700,000 members. And in a symbolic tribute to his infamous snap, half of them were actually banned. Right after a video message from Josh Brolin himself.
Here we go, Reddit users.
It was no longer just a film. Thanos had become a cultural moment, a villain turned icon. In the end, he wasn't just feared or hated, he was remembered. If you made it this far, you're not just a Marvel fan, you're one of the curious ones. Let me know in the comments which fact hit you the hardest, or if there's one you knew that I didn't mention. And hey, if you liked the video, drop a like. If you want more, hit subscribe, because trust me, we're just getting started.